Hi, I'm Chris Steyerwalt, and it's time for Power Play. So, national security is never the topic of midterms, right? Oh, wait, sometimes it is. And that was certainly the case in 2014 when national security issues ranging from Russia to ISIS to all sorts of things, including Ebola, changed the discussion during the cycle. And of all of the challengers in the field in 2014, none was probably in a better position to take advantage of it than Dan Sullivan. That happens to be because Dan Sullivan served in the Marine Corps, served in the Department of State, served in Iraq, and so you knew what you were talking about. Welcome.
Thanks, Chris. Great to be here.
Okay, so talk to me first, before we talk about what's next.
Yeah.
I want to talk about how that did change the race. You were in a neck-and-neck race with an incumbent senator.
Yep.
You were both trying to hold some of the same ground on energy, on the economy, and all those things. Right. How did national security change the discussion?
Well, you know, it's interesting. It came out towards the end of the campaign. I think you saw this nationally. But in my race in Alaska, by the end, the last couple months before the election day, a lot of Alaskans just watching the news started to become very concerned about the national security of our country, about the safety of our citizens. And so I started to see that in debates. The questions came up among town hall meetings, just meeting with my fellow citizens out on the campaign trail. A lot of questions. With the exception of the economy, national security became probably the second issue that came up in Alaska during the campaign.
So your party, the Republican Party, is wrestling with some big questions.
Sure.
And as we look into the next Senate, or into the next Congress, those things are going to be front and center about what to do about ISIS and the president's ongoing conflict there, about a deal with Iran. Yeah. You dealt with all this when you were at the State Department. You know all of these things. What, in terms of your priority set and the things that you want to see addressed first, what do you care most about?
Well, look, I mean, obviously you're going to have a new Secretary of Defense who's going to go through a confirmation hearing. One of the committees I'm seeking assignment to is the Senate Armed Services Committee. So a lot of the discussion is going to be, I think, come out initially in that confirmation hearing. Important issues, right? Not only the use of the military, but one of the things that I emphasize throughout the campaign is, as a country, when we look at national security issues and challenges, we need to bring all instruments of American power, all of them, in a coordinated fashion. That's military, but that's diplomatic, that's the economy, that's using our tremendous energy resources, that's finance, cutting off terrorist finance. And this administration has not done that. And we need to see a strategy that is a comprehensive strategy on national security. And I've yet to see that with the Obama administration.
So one of the discussions is how to, and Republicans have been debating, how to provide authorization and funding for the president on dealing with the Islamists in Iraq and Syria, but do it in a way that doesn't hamstring the military. So this has been a back and forth.
Sure.
What's the right way? How do you do that?
Well, look, again, I mean, when you're talking about national security strategy, there seems to be just a focus on, hey, what are the troops on the ground doing? And that's an important component, but it's not the only component at all. Let me give you an example. You know, and during my campaign, I talked a lot about unleashing the economic and energy power of this country, right? We have such great opportunities, such great resources. You know, the best way, for example, to thwart Vladimir Putin is to become the world's energy superpower again, right? We need to really take advantage. You know, long term, the best security for the United States is to have a strong, robust economy. That's the long-term strategy. A lot of times that gets missed in these discussions, and I'm going to be focused on both tactical issues with the military, but also the broader strategic issues. Strong economy, energy superpower, that's the way we become more secure in this country.
Sounds like a Marine from Alaska to me. Dan Sullivan, we thank you for making time.
Thanks,
congratulations. And thank you, Internet, for making time for us. We hope you continue to be super. And we hope you'll come by for another installment of Power Play real soon.